Hi there. This is a video on combining like terms, and this is a really important algebraic skill that you need to have. There are multiple questions on either specifically on combining like terms or that just include combining like terms. So we're going to start with test one. Actually, I usually put that up here. I'm going to do it here. Test one, section 3, number 5. Okay, so let's get there. I've put the problem up on the board. This is a rather complex problem to start with, but I am going to make an assumption that you have some basic understanding of combining like terms, and I want to talk to you about how to make sure that you do it properly. So the main issue in this one, in this problem, is this negative sign. You have to make sure when you have a negative sign that then you distribute that negative out to all of the items in the following parentheses. So what we're going to do is just write out what we already have here. We're going to take away the parentheses. So we've got x squared y minus 3y squared plus 5xy squared. And now we're going to distribute. So we've got a negative and a negative, which is going to give us a positive x squared y, and a negative and a positive, which is going to give us a negative 3xy squared. And then we have a negative and a negative, which again will give us a positive 3y squared. Okay, now we can start to combine. And what I recommend is you just start with the first one and you look at how many x squared y's there are. We've got one here. Here's another one, x squared y, and that's it. So we've got two of them, so it's going to be 2x squared y. And then I think I'll take a different color and just cross those out so I don't have to deal with it again. Now we've got xy squared. We've got 5 over here, and here xy squared. And here's a negative, right? We have to remember that, or see that there's a negative there. So 5 minus 3 is 2. So this is going to be plus 2xy squared. And I'm going to go ahead and cross those out. And for some reason, I overlooked this y squared. I don't know why. But here we can see we have a negative 3y squared and a positive 3y squared. Well, those cancel out. Maybe subconsciously I knew that. I don't know. But anyway, this is going to be the answer because we have crossed out everything. There's nothing more to combine. All right, and that answer is C. Now, there are other ways or other types of problems that you can combine. Let's see. Okay, let's do something perhaps with imaginary numbers. I've seen that around. So let's say there's like 3 plus 10i, and we'll do another minus. Whoop. What's going on here? There we go. Do 9 minus, let's say 4i squared minus 2i. Okay, now this seems like not a problem, except they might give you a little note. And that note might look like, off to the side, I equals square root of negative 1. Right? And when they give you this note, it is very tempting to start plugging in square root of negative 1. But first of all, I want to say, don't do anything yet. The first thing I would do is I would distribute this to here and to here. So always make that the first thing that you do. So we've got 3 plus 10i minus 4i squared, and then the plus, because we've got a negative and a negative, so we've got a plus 2i. And now we can combine like terms. I like to put the largest power first, Unfortunately, it's negative, but we'll just deal with it. Negative 4i squared. And then we've got a plus 10 and a plus 2i. So that's going to be a 12i. And then we've got a 3. Okay, now what I would do is then look at the answer choices, right? We don't have answer choices because I just made this problem up. But the idea here is to not plug in when you're dealing with imaginary numbers. Don't plug in right away. Take a look at the answers. This answer, just as it is, might be in there, or they may have some other version. But always look at the answers to make sure you're not doing too much work. Okay, there's one other question type that involves combining like terms, and it might be something like they're asking you for the sum, right? Which means you're going to be adding, right? And then they'll give you some random something or other, 3x squared plus x plus 42, and then they'll give you another one, 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. Okay, now we know we're going to add them, so first we just write it out in normal fashion with our pluses and minuses. We're going to add them, so there's the addition, right? We don't want any English words in our math, okay? And then we combine like terms, okay? So we've got the x squareds. We've got two of those. We've got a negative 3 and a plus 2, which is going to give us a negative 1 x squared. We've got our, oh, actually, let me cross those out, okay? And then we're going to look at our x's. So we've got an x and a 7x. That's going to give us an 8x, okay? And then we're going to look at our integers, where we have a 42 and a negative 4. So that's going to give us a 38. Now, that's all well and good. But what if the question asks for, in addition to asking us to sum this up, they tell us that it can be written in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. And they're actually asking us for a plus b plus c. So a is the number attached to the x squared, b is attached to the x, and c is just the standalone integer. Well, a in this case is going to be negative 1. Do you get that? There's an implied 1 here. Okay. B is going to be 8. And C is just going to be the 38. So if we add these up, we're going to get 38 plus 8 is 46, minus 1 is 45, and 45 would be our answer. Okay, my friend, that is it for combining like terms. Hope you enjoyed it.